Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector, Whiskey Tango. So last time we had gotten a bunch of money and we'd actually founded Quartus here, Whiskey Quartus. And we had just bought a lot of really expensive stuff and we are upgrading our way station. Well, we just built this and we are now making Whiskey Quartus become as great as it can be. While we are fighting pirates, no less. So let's go ahead and join the battle. Now, these carriers are starting to repair themselves over time, so let's just throw in our salvage fleet and see how they do. Let's go ahead and pilot one of the unpiloted ships. Let's go with this guy. So it is X to take control. And there we are in our little fighter. Very nice. And so let's focus on the points. We're going to go here, here, and we're going to assault that one. So all of our ships are now heading over there. And oh man, it's like night and day. being in a ship that's fast again. Let's go ahead and make our way over there. We have the enemy right here, so let's go ahead and try to see what we can do. Nice. And let's go ahead and invent our flux and make our way forward again. Okay, so let's try to hunt down this guy. The Shrike. We don't want to get overloaded here. If we do, that would be bad. And that Shrike seems as though he can shrug off a lot of our attacks, so let's instead go after this Muir. See what we can do over here. Okay, very nice. That mule won't be able to shrug us off for very long. Alright, very nice. So let's go do a bunch of damage to him. Okay, so how's capturing this guy? It's going fairly well. So let's make a new point here, and let's say to defend that point, so all of my ships go straight in to trying to take that on. Okay, very nice. Alright, so we don't... Ah! No! Damn it! We sort of backed right into that one. So, there's that. Our ships are starting to really focus in here. And so let's jump into one of our other ships that don't have a... Well, if we do that, then we lose the Tempest. So we're going to observe how the battle's going so far. How they seem to be trying to protect this point. Let's actually push them into the enemy line a little bit more. There we go. And we don't care about this, so stop caring about that. We're going to direct our fleet to actually press more into the enemy line and to try to take them on. So, when we look at our ships, so any of our ships that doesn't have an officer, that's one that I want to fly. There is that Tempest, not Tempest. Oh yeah, but if I switch again, I could lose the Tempest. So let's just see how well this goes. So we need to observe over here, and we're going to be trying to kill the enemy ships. hopefully they do a decent job of it. So let's see. Normally, if you're actually spec'd out for combat, you can just slaughter the enemy left and right. Let's see what happens when we push our destroyer out there with our with our character who really loves to just their officer who charges in like headlong and takes no prisoners. So let's have you make a tactical retreat because you're starting to wane. You make one. Anybody who's not 85 should start leaving. And what about you guys? So you're 85, you're 85, you're fine. Okay, the wolf that we have is starting to wane as well. And so is the omen. So you're starting to go down. That wolf that we have somewhere is starting to go down as well. This one. Let's have you get out of here, and you're starting to wane. So let's have those take off as our ships start doing their best. You're going to be hilarious because you're just going to run straight towards the enemy. So let's now get rid of that so that we can let ships just act naturally, I suppose. Okay, let's have you retreat as... Let's have you leave. Okay, I see I need to tell you to direct retreat to get you to leave. And the reckless personality is kind of funny because it really just runs straight at the enemy and doesn't stop running. So it's just going to run straight up to this thing and open fire on it. It's kind of funny. Or it will to an extent. Okay, so the vigilance is having problems. Okay, so let's see, what can we do? I'd like her to just rush in and like kill this guy, because that's what they are good at. You're having problems. I can't tell you to leave though. So I mean, everything's over here killing these guys, whereas these ships are kind of by themselves. Alright, took him out, no problem. But we kind of want you to get out of here. So let's have you leave, as well as these other ships that are likely to start waning pretty soon. Unfortunately, I am very zoomed. Fortunately, everybody's all on top of themselves. So he should get out of here, and you should get out. Okay, so everything else seems good, I think. So, how are you doing, and what are you up to? It's almost like she went from being aggressive to being, not cowardly, but not aggressive. But we're hopefully going to see how she acts facing off against some of these other enemies. But they are now retreating, so let's go ahead and claim victory. And let's just have them help out with that. I don't really care if I lose them. Let's consider ship recovery. Let's get our Tempest back and take the spoils. So we don't want that Hound. We're going to instead just take a bunch of stuff. So what about this Afflictor? Yeah, we'll take an Afflictor. Like extra Afflictors. So it is likely that we will find something here. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's still likely. And on average, you end up over time just getting more heavy machinery. So it's not that big of an issue. Now it's just possible. So it won't be that useful to us. So we have this drone tender over here. Let's go ahead and just salvage it. And we're in a debris field, so let's once again take stuff. Okay. So it's possible. So at that point, it's more or less expended. We don't want to spend a lot of materials going if it's just possible, unless it's something where we get something really nice out of it. So, don't they kind of hit? Never mind. I'm not gonna question it. Okay, so we have these Gauss cannons, which are anti-shield. Let's look at refitting that these. So let's just see. If we go with the idea of them doing max damage, then that can work out for us. We have lots and lots of wasps at home. Okay, those have talons. So the Cobras are nice, but these ships, when they charge in, just kill everything anyway. So I'm gonna have you go for something like this. Okay, they have a bunch of different designs. Nice. I'm going to set this. Yeah, I guess let's call it elite. Let's see what we can put on there. So they can fit a lot of the machine guns on. That's good. But what can we do here? We have the Gauss cannon, which will help to take down enemy shields. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and fit those Gauss cannons on. They only have one, don't they? Nice. That's anti-armor. I guess we'll put the that on there while we wait. As for these, I actually want to switch these back to wasps and see what else we can do. So this dedicated targeting core integrated. Let's go with it. The turning rate is pretty slow, so we could do that, but we could also do other things. If we go with heavy armor, that could be interesting. I think it would be better on ships with really light armor, though. Okay, I like the idea of the turrets turning faster. That was an issue that we were having previously. But I'd like another railgun. So we're gonna see if we can, well, another Gauss cannon. We're gonna see if we can pick up another one. Okay, so the assault chain guns are all here. These two are on this one, and the lastly are over here. So what do we look like? Okay, so if we go with the Gauss cannon, what in the world? Does this not update? Oh, I see. Gotcha. So yeah, we're gonna want the two railguns, and then we'll have all of this to just blow through things. When it comes to you, let's try to auto fit you to that, or something as close to that as possible. That works. And yeah, let's go from there. So let's go ahead and make our way over to Draugr, maybe? Where is the... here it is, Eldfell. And see what we can find. So they are super suspicious of us, and they don't like us. What's our affection with them right now? Suspicious? Yes. I think it was inhospitable earlier, and then we killed a few enemies. And so now they sort of like us a little bit. Okay, but over here, with that railgun or... yeah, let's see. So we need to pick up a railgun, which we'll then eventually swap out with needlers. Can we just make railguns? We have an assault gun, we have an autocannon. We have that Gauss cannon. So what is this thing? An imposing medium range autocannon. Its range is 900 and yeah. And I'm fine with them being shorter range if that is, you know, beneficial to them, I guess. But it looks like that's just what it is. So that works. I would just like for them to be the same so we can just line them up. Okay, well, we don't have any of those big ones here. We have, I mean, those two. But we don't have those over there. But anyway, let's go to... Okay, so there isn't anything here that that we're worried about. So let's just head home. And let's go to Naraka and then to Whiskey Primus. We have a decent amount of money right now, so let's see what we can do at Quartus. Not much. So we're going to not worry about cortisol too much. We're going to instead just make our way... We're going to instead just make our way over to Whiskey Primus and see what we can find there. Okay, well, there's another system bounty. Maybe they're getting wrecked, who knows? But to Whiskey Primus we go. Eventually, we are going to have to start really looking into exterminating. Eventually, we're going to have to fight the hegemony, and that's going to be fun. By fun, probably not fun. Okay, so let's see. Oh no, the Tritachyons have arrived in system. Not the Tritachyon thingamajig. Okay, so what do we have over here? Let's just put all these things away. Let's go to a resource stockpile. We'll put that away. Let's sort this. We have 2 Muir cannons, which are great for if you just want general damage. We have one of these. I assume it goes like, oh, it shoots 4 times and then it goes on a break. So it does 1,000. Interesting. Then over here, not a whole lot that I'm all that interested in. But let's go over to these. So the ship itself is really dangerous and does a ton of damage. The other options we have So we can do that dedicated targeting core, which increases it by 50%. Or we could do integrated. With this setup, I think the ship itself is so dangerous that you're better off just using the hangar slots as more point defense. And we might actually, if we do that, we can probably get away with getting rid of a lot of our ships just basic point defense. What is that? Oh, I didn't even notice those were there. Okay, but anyway, we can probably get rid of those and then dump that into something else. Because each one of those cost just, I think they cost a little bit. They cost like 3 points each. So instead of those, let's go with the integrated core because it gives us better range. Where is it? Integrated targeting unit. There it is. I think it costs 2 points more than the dedicated. It costs like 5 points more, I think. Where is it? Does it go down here once it's, because it's no longer usable? Let's look for the NA. Dedicated core. How much does it cost? 20. Wait, they both cost 25? This one's worse though. Ballistic energy weapons by 50% versus ballistic energy weapons by 40 and 60%. So the integrated is just better. It costs less, but it's better. Well, yeah, it costs the same, but it's just better. Yeah, that's a little weird. We want to be able to vent flux as quickly as possible. So let's look for that. Where is this? Flux distributor. Most efficient is flux vents, so we can do that to get a little bit more flux out. And we have 6 points left to use. I don't think anything here costs just 6 though. So that means we can fit on 2 light machine guns. So we'll just put these over here because they cover a nice wide margin, nice wide range. Okay. Right? Wait. Oh, no. It's far more than that. It was 16, I think. I think it's 16. Anyway, so we have 16 points to spend. So we could go with accelerated shields, efficiency overhaul. Let's see. Solar shielding is nice in that it decreases the effect of energy weapons. So has the same effect against storms deep hyperspace. It reduces energy damage taken by 20%. So this could give us an advantage against that. This lets us flux faster. So we're gonna go with that. Now we have 1 more point to spend. Let's sort of fill these. Let's fill the wider ones. So we have 4 more points to spend. And where can we spend those 4 more points? Is the question. So we put a point, we can put something there, and maybe we could put something else here. Keep things from flanking us, I guess. Plus that's very specific. Let's go ahead and put something there. Then we'll need to lose 1 point, I think, right? No, 2 points. To put another light machine gun there. If we had the dual machine guns, that could work as well. The Vulcan cannons might work. So this is going to be 6 on each side, so we have 12 points to use. That means if we had something with a like 6-point requirements, that could work. Light dual machine gun. Yeah, I think that actually works for us. So a light dual machine gun there and there. Let me just put our points back. And we have something that is... Oh yeah, we have these up here. So it's another 6 points. Let's move those back here. Yeah. Let's move these to the sides. Okay, and we are good. At least up here. Weapons groups, let's go ahead and put the light machine guns all in the same group. The squalls, let's have them just auto fire. And we are better. So let's make this the elite. Let's actually just rename this real quick to assault chain guns. Well, let's name it chain guns. We don't need to have the assault there. Chain guns. And we will rename it to that. Now over here, we also have chain guns, but I would like to have another one of these, maybe? Or something. Actually, the marked autocannon will end up doing more damage, assuming I'll hit, which is unlikely. But it just is what it is. And I like these needlers. Alright. I mean, as far as I can tell, they do quite a bit. Damage 50 times 30, so I mean already it's a lot of shield damage just on the medium versions. So that could be something that I could be interested in. Okay, so let's go see if we can find something that we're interested in. Let's make our way over to Yama, where we will hopefully find something we're interested in. And yeah, maybe we can find another one of those autocannons, because I mean the month just elapsed, so we'd have to wait another month to produce anything. And we did. We found them immediately. So let's buy one of them. And now let's fit it on. Okay, so we have those. The assault chain guns are there. Let's do that instead. Okay, so we have all that. We have all these light machine guns. We have advanced turret gyros, and we would like to have some, at least one of the sparks, I suppose. Let's put a wasp here, and let's replace this with one of the sparks. So we have some extra ordnance points now to spend. So this costs 5, this costs 3, and we have 3 more points. Let's just add machine gun up there. This one we have 4, so we can do a duel there and a duel there. So we are fine on that end. Okay, so that all seems to be working. We're gonna name this one let's see. What can we name this? Autocannons and chain guns. Right. Sounds good enough. Let's go ahead and change it over to that. Actually, let's call this 14th, right? Yeah. So it's easier for me to understand in the future. And over here, let's name this to be Norm chain guns. Slap it there. So if you run into more 14th Legion, we can outfit them with this. Run into more non-14th Legion, we can outfit them with that instead. Okay, so they've got a lot of stuff. Let's look into. We could also get claws as well. That is something. So let's just buy some claws. And let's consider that. So sparks are nice. Claws are also really good. So claws are good because they allow you to potentially stun enemies. So many points do we have to spend? 6. Yeah, okay, well, we'll just go to machine guns then. So claws are great because they do a lot of EMP damage, and that can cause the enemy to start falling apart, which is just fantastic. So let's put a claw in there. We're going to get rid of some of these machine guns. Yeah, that should be fine. And now we have some extra machine guns to put down. So let's just put a machine gun here and there. Well, over here works. Alright, so cool. Let's go to our fleet, let's go to our officers, and let's just level them up a little bit. So let's give her something. How's he doing? That works for me. What about you? You? Right. And finally you. Alright. So, we've got a lot of ships. We have no unassigned officers. And we want to test those ships in combat. So maybe we can find that Tritachyon expedition that is currently in system, and we can go kill them. Oh, he's going after Secundus, not Primus. So let's go over to Secundus and see how it is doing. In all honesty, those guys will probably be dead by the time we get there. So I mean, it kind of just is what it is. Let's go over to Whiskey Primus and just buy stuff that we can trade where needed. Yeah, there they go. Okay. So let's go to storage. Let's put all this stuff away. Let's sort it. We don't want those to be in storage, actually. And we don't want you to be in storage either. Let's go to stockpiles, and we have more crew than we need, so let's put about 600 away so we can not be overcrewed. Now, what can we sell abroad? So Chalcedon and Epiphany both want a decent amount of this. Eldfell also wants a decent amount of supplies. Pirates want a lot as well. Well, we can max it on fuel. Tartessos, they want Marines as well, but for only 1 extra, it's not going to be worth it. Let's hire on 1,000 Marines. What do we have here? Eldfell wants a lot of those, and Dawn wants a lot in his Brazil. If we go to his Brazil, we'll be in danger, because at any point our faction could drop a little bit more. But let's just go and see what we find. Okay, so Chalcedon wants these, but I don't want to part with them for that little price. Then we have Thulian Raider Base absolutely loves its drugs, and Western S loves its drugs as well. So let's pick up 1,000 because we don't have more than 1,000. Oh. Let's go down to 50. Okay, let's see. If we pick up 400 more, we could outfit Epiphany as well. And who else wants some? Maxios really wants metals, huh? Okay, so let's just fill up the rest with supplies. Okay, so our game plan right now is first we hit up, I think Thule maybe. Let's do our normal route of going to Nova. Let's do our yeah, let's try to do a normal route, I guess. So there seems to be a lot of money to be made in Thule, but a lot of money can be made at, well, we can go to Elgiver. We can buy more drugs else in Epiphany. We can buy more drugs in Chalcedon. So first off, let's go to Elgiver and let's just drop off our drugs there. And hopefully we won't have any problems on the way there. Okay, so you have another slot. Cool. So you're at 3, you're at 3. What can you do? So you can build something new. If we go with mining, we can now extract your ore and your gas, which helps us out. And now we're over looking at you. So we like that patrol HQ. We like the ground defenses. Let's make the ground defenses heavy batteries. The only other things that we could put on, we'd have to add. And your industries are currently looking at 0, which works for us because it means when the patrol HQ finishes, we will change it to a military base very quickly. So to Epiphany we go, and then we're likely going to go Epiphany, then Chalcedon, then into the Thule system. Okay, and we are not at war with them just yet. Okay, so let's go. We're going to keep our transponder off as we go in, per usual, with Epiphany. And let's see what we've got. Alright, so we're going to sell a bunch of drugs. We're going to sell a bunch of marines, fuel, and supplies. What can we buy from you schmucks? Nothing that we care about, at least. Alright, let's make our way to... oh, right. Let's make our way to Chalcedon. Then we will buy more drugs. Okay, so decent amount of stuff we picked up already, at least in terms of money. Gained a little bit of experience, not too bad. And let's see what we can get here. So trade our goods. They don't want any of this for a good price. They want lots of marines. They want lots of fuel and they want lots of supplies. So we will sell that. We will pick up some crew. And we do actually need some drugs to be able to cover Huthwolf and the Thulian Raider base. So where else can we pick up the drugs for cheap? Let's try out Connie and see what we can get over there in terms of drugs. Because we'd prefer to get a bunch of drugs from somewhere else, aside from Chalcedon, where they're extra. Because then we can get all the drugs that we need and sell all those drugs abroad. So how much are these? Not bad. So we know we're going to have 1,000 to 1,000. Let's go ahead and drop those off. We can buy their supplies. The crew we don't want. And let's go ahead and move on. So let's make our way up to Thule and then Westerness from there. Oh, it's right there. So let's go to Thule and then Westerness. We want to sneak our way over to Thulian Raider base. They might not be willing to trade with us because of the pirate bounties that we satisfied, but we will find out. We also need to avoid the Persian League because they are going to be looking for us. And as I recall, the Persian League frowns on drugs. Yeah, they don't like drugs. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. I'm not too sure about jumping at that first jump point. I would like to jump out here in our skull instead of at Thule. So let's do that. Let's jump into Skull. Let's turn our transponder on to avoid being scouted out early, and let's go over here first to try and avoid any kind of patrols, and then we will make our way to the Thulian Raider base amongst around a somewhat obtuse path. So now let's head over there. Unfortunately, they're very close to Thule, so that definitely presents a potential problem. So Cinder and Dictat, we are at war with them again. So let's turn off our transponder right in front of them, and they're willing to trade with us. I mean, it's not a great price over there, but you know, we'll take it, I guess. Now, what can we get from these guys that we want? So Marines, we'll always take more Marines. It doesn't look like there's anything else. So these guys I don't want to mess with just right now. Let's actually try to leave and make our way to Westerness, where we're going to make our way to something over here. I think Athwolf, so that we can sell more drugs. Yeah, Athwolf. So let's leave and go to Athwolf, and hopefully we won't get chased down on the way there. Okay, it doesn't look like a big problem for us, so let's keep going. And we might have to go kill some Sindri and Dictat people. Okay, let's jump in and let's make our way to Athulf. If we try to avoid the patrols, that will likely just bring more suspicion to us. So let's drop these off. I know somebody wanted a lot of these. I think it was Eldfeld and Thule, so we'll go back over there and sell those. But have your drugs. And okay, sounds good. We are going to need to start looking for freelance administrators. Concerned man, no, I don't want to do this. Alright, so let's go to Eldfeld and Thule, where we will be able to sell off those extra heavy machinery that we have for a profit. And yeah, we'll be able to call this a very profitable trip so far, I think. So let's do it. Okay, to Thule. Well, to Eldfell. It's a toxic world. Is that where everybody who tells you that you're an awful, evil person goes? Is that where they're all from? Alright, so what else we got here? Nothing. Alright, what can we pick up? Fuel. No. So supplies are actually... Oh, you guys want lots of supplies. Cool. We'll take your fuel. You guys want any of this? Doesn't look like it. Cool. Well, rubbed some more pennies together and made money. Let's see, what can we do now? So we have Chalcedon. Chalcedon and Epiphany once again want supplies and fuel. They also probably want Marines, so let's see how many Marines we can buy from these guys. None. Okay. How many Marines can we buy from Kaiseron? It's only those two, right? Yeah, it's Kaiseron and the Thulian Raider base. So let's go to Kaiseron. And let's see what we can buy from them in terms of Marines. Alright. So we can buy Marines from them for fairly cheap. What else can we get? Supplies are cheap, fuel is cheap, crew is expensive. Sounds good. And let's go over to the Thulian Raider base, which has probably recently gotten wrecked. They seem to be going after some sort of pirate that just showed up. Well, they don't like us right now. That's fine. Let's sneak in. Oh man, Marines are expensive here. Crew is expensive. Fuel is expensive. Okay, well, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Kaiseron, Chalcedon wants about 100 of those. I mean, we might as well. And what else can we do? Epiphany wants a lot of drugs, but you want drugs more. So we're not going to question it. Let's just go ahead and transverse jump out of here and make our way back down to Chalcedon, where we will sell them a bunch of supplies and fuel. After that, we'll probably we might go and pick a fight with the Syndrian Dictat, just so we can, you know, raid them or something. Okay, let's keep that transponder off and see what we can find over here. Alright, the Persian League. They don't like us. Oh well. Too bad for them. Let's hire a bunch of crew. Sounds good. You can see how much everything's selling for over here on that side. Okay, so let's make our way to Epiphany. And what can we do here? Star Fortress, mining's almost done. Everything looks good there. And you are a Freeport, right? Yes. Freeport. Over here, we have Patrol HQ is finished. Let's make it a military base. And okay, those are almost done. Then as soon as that battle station finishes, we're going to turn it into a Star Fortress more or less immediately. And then to go Freeport and build some drugs. Our entire economy is based on drugs. As I've said before, we are the Mexican cartel of the sector. So let's sell that. Let's sell this, and let's sell those. Sounds good, and yeah, I think that's everything we can get from here that we care about. Okay, so Right. And you've got 21 days left on this. This will be the fastest time I've ever gotten something from founded up to just Star Fortress, High Command, and drugs. Alright, so the Cinder and Dictat, they want to dance. But they're at war with just everybody. At least the Cinder and Dictat, I mean, at least the Persian League likes them. Now, if we go pick a fight with the Cinder and Dictat, we are going to have to eventually deal with them. So, what does Umbra want? Because if we're going over there, we might as well make it a business trip, right? That way it's tax deductible. So, let's see. Man, just imagine if you had to do taxes in this game. Oh my god, that'd be the worst. Alright, let's see. Nova Maxios, here we come. And then Tritachyon doesn't hate us right now, right? No, oh well, they're inhospitable. So it's not the worst. They just really dislike us. Okay, so what can we do here? We can buy supplies, fuel, marines. What does Umbra want? Ooh, Chalcedon wants a lot of drugs. Chalcedon wants a lot of heavy weapons. Well, I'll take it. Chalcedon also wants a lot of heavy equipment. Well, I'll buy 100 extra, so when I sell them what I have, I don't lose a bunch. So let's go over to the Conta's Den then, and let's see what we can buy over there. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off our transponders so they don't care who I am. Let's buy their drugs. Let's buy some heavy armaments, specifically just 50. So Chalcedon wants 400 of those. They want lots of marines. They want lots of fuel and lots of supplies, which I can sell them. We can mostly satisfy these needs. But let's head back to well, yeah, we're gonna need to. So let's. If we want to fully satisfy their needs, unfortunately, we are gonna have to go elsewhere. So let's satisfy what. Well, if we satisfy what we can now, that might backfire for us. So we know that they're willing to buy drugs and heavy weapons. The heavy weapons are at a great price. The drugs are at a great price. So that means that people are going to be scrambling to get to them. So let's fully satisfy them. It'll take us a little bit longer. And it'll take a little bit longer. And it will cause a little bit of problems. But at the end of the day, we'll end up making a lot more money if the trades are still wanted, if a trader hasn't gotten to them in time. So let's go ahead and do that instead. So we want to go to Whiskey Secundas first. There it is. As that will allow us to potentially get everything that we need first. Well, potentially get everything we need earlier. And then after that, I have no problem doing other things. So let's jump in to Aslan, where we will hopefully be able to make a lot of money. So we know that Chalcedon wants 1,000 of those. We also know that Epiphany wants 400 for a lesser price. So let's get 1,400 those. Chalcedon wants 400 luxury goods, so let's go ahead and get 400 luxury goods. They want lots of marines. We can satisfy that need already. Let's just bring in 400 extra marines. We know that they want fuel and lots of supplies. Doesn't look like too many extra supplies. So Chalcedon wants 400 of those as well. Sounds good. What about this? No, they don't care about that. Right. Well, in that case, I think we have everything that we need for Chalcedon over there. It saved us hopefully a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and rush our way over there. And hopefully we won't get pulled over by the fuzz. We didn't. That's good. Let's make our way over to Chalcedon, where we will hopefully be there before anybody else so that we can cash in an amazing payday. Oh, nice. We will be able to upgrade that very soon. Okay, there's that corporate trader. Got ourselves a little bit of a boost there. Okay, so the heavy batteries are on. Let's Chalcedon. Let's keep the transponder off. And Kumanikandam currently has pirate activity. We don't want to get jumped by a lot of pirates. Let's go to the black market. Sell those for a lot. Sell you for a lot. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff. So, we now have 2 million credits. So, can we buy people from you? We can. Flesh is cheap. And like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have made basically all of our money back and more. Much, much more. So let's upgrade you to a star fortress. Heavy batteries are done. Let's just invest heavily in getting you to grow as soon as possible. And let's see. Let's just make you a free port. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you don't get attacked immediately. That would be bad. Let's go to Naraka and see what we can do at Whiskey Primus. I think it might be about time we consider another colony. As you can see, us building colonies is actually starting to speed up. In the Naraka system. Well, they can go for that as much as they want. Alright, so... Alright, so we just made a ton of money right then and there, and yeah. That is how powerful that can be. You find out where there's a problem, and then you go in and profit on it. Alright, so we're a little slowed down, but that's okay. Because of our capital ships, that's just the name of the game, I suppose. And let's see what we can find. Oh yeah, we should have gone to Epiphany. Oh well, who cares? We've got all the money. As long as you don't get pulled over by the fuzz, no one cares. So let's... Okay, so we can hire some mercenary officers. Let's drop this stuff off. And let's pick up a lot of supplies. Oh, Jesus has them for cheap. Nice. Let's pick up 1,000 supplies. And let's pick up a bunch of fuel. 1,000 fuel ought to do it. Now let's drop off crew down to the 3,000 that we need. Cool. And like that, we've got everything that we need. So guys, go ahead, leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think about the playthrough so far. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, share with your friends or whoever you think would like the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.